Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this video is going to be about, Esau-Edom is the epitome of, wickedness in the scriptures. He's the epitome, of all, evil and wickedness and everything that the Lord hates in a man, according to the scriptures. All right, and what I have in front of you is the definition of the word epitome. It says, definition number 1, a person or thing that is a perfect example of a particular quality or type. So he's a perfect example of evil and wickedness, and left hand, energy, anti-Messiah, ungodly energy on the earth. And when you go to the other synonyms, it says, things like personification, embodiment, incarnation, because he's the incarnation. Well, he's the, he plays the role of basically Satan on the earth, the adversary of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai on the earth. He's the physical counterpart, of Satan on the earth. The epitome of, wickedness. It says, when you go down, representation, model, soul, and then example. So he's the soul of, everything that Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai hates on the earth, because he was correct, he was created, to do exactly, what you see him doing throughout the planet Earth, ever since the beginning of its existence, going all the way back to the garden. He's that old serpent that was back in the garden, that was used to deceive Eve, and then ultimately, Adam. And to this very day, he's went from a serpent in a garden to a scarlet colored beast, with 7 heads and 10 horns, and now deceiving the whole world. Not just Adam and Eve, but now he's came out of the caves, and given a rulership over the whole entire earth, to do what? Nothing but wickedness and deception, and promote all types of anti-Messiah energy. So let's go to the book of Proverbs, the 6th chapter, and let's start at 16. It says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him." 7 representing completion. So these, what it's about to list right here in these next few scriptures are 7 things, a complete amount of things, complete, traits in a man that the Lord hates. Verse 17, a proud look. And it's not this man, Esau-Edom, all right, the most proud man on the planet Earth. It tells you in the book of Obadiah, where it prophesies about Esau-Edom, it says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. And everything, going back to the garden, everything about this man has always been about, pride and, ego, narcissism, boasting in his, carnal, technology and weaponry, boasting against, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, and even to the point to where this man is setting up a space force, to try to fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels in the chariots, which he stands no chance, but nonetheless, it's put in him to have that amount of pride to, to do it anyway, so that the Lord can show his power, by taking this man down, and falling with pain upon his head. It says, verse 17, a proud look, a lying tongue, and it's not Esau-Edom, so-called white man, the greatest liar on the planet Earth. Hell, because first of all, let's get Revelation 12. Revelations chapter 12 And 9, and the great dragon was cast out. And who is this great dragon that is speaking out right here? That is talking about right here? It's talking about Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And what was he cast out? Okay, in this particular scripture, he was cast out of the caves of Europe. Okay, the Caucasus Mountains to do what? That old serpent, because he's that old serpent from the garden. Okay, back and bigger than ever and more wicked than ever. Okay, called the devil and Satan. All right, called the devil and Satan, the deceiver and the adversary on the planet Earth, which does what? Which deceiveth the whole world. You see that? Deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Okay, his angels talking about, the rest of the, elites of Esau Edom. Okay, and those underneath it, his wicked left-hand priesthood. Okay, and the Vatican and so on and so forth. So this man, one of his main purposes on the planet Earth, okay, especially in this current time, was to go out and deceive the world, with his lying tongue, his pseudoscience, his technology, his pharmakeia, okay, his mainstream news media, social media, things like that. Okay, he uses all of those platforms to push nothing but deception and anti-Messiah. Okay, to rule over the minds of the people. To get people to follow his NWO system, his beast system, and worship his the image of his beast system, and ultimately get he's gonna get people to receive his charagma as well as a stamp, to follow his system. Okay, so let's go back. Proverbs 6:17: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. And it's not this man, all right, Esau Edom, the most violent, okay, man on the planet Earth, and especially, when it comes to innocent blood, okay, starting with Abel back in the garden, okay, when Cain murdered Abel, okay, there is no justification for Cain doing what he did to the righteous Abel, okay, by putting him to death, all because he was jealous over Abel, presenting the correct sacrifice to the Lord, okay, and his sacrifice was rejected, all right, and then ultimately that act was not only an act of murder, okay, but it was also ultimately an act of genocide. It was an act of genocide against the righteous seed before that seed line even had a chance to increase on the planet Earth. But call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai for putting the spirit on Adam and Eve to have sex again and bring forth Seth. And through Seth, that's where the righteous seed came forth. The sons of God. Before the flood. So it says, verse 18, because there's even a scripture in the book of Psalms where it says, talking about Esau Edom, it says, he weigheth his hands in the earth with violence. So this man is all about, committing violence, okay, and murder, because ultimately, that's his blessing. He was given the blessing of the sword in the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, okay, by our forefather Isaac. All right. So he's all about, violence and war and bloodshed. Okay, but soon, eventually, very soon, Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to bring the violence to him. Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to give this man all the smoke that he's been asking for, all these years that he's been going around rape, robbing, and murder. Okay, and in much pride, with no fear of the Lord. Okay. Verse 18, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. Okay, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. Let's look up this word imaginations. Okay, so it says Strong's H4284, and it says Mashabah, and the biblical outline usage says thought, device, thought, device, plan, purpose, and invention. Okay, so he devises all types of wicked devices and plans and purposes. Okay, all for the intent of what? Wickedness, promoting all types of left-hand agendas on the planet Earth. Because here it is. Yahweh Shai is getting ready and the angels to come back, with the chariots to take this man down and establish the kingdom of heaven, where righteousness is going to dwell. It's going to rule over the planet Earth. Okay, for all eternity. But this man, through his NWO system, is trying to establish his very own kingdom of heaven, where he's going to govern and rule the earth in wickedness. Okay, and what is one of the main ways that he's going to do that? By causing all throughout the planet Earth to receive that charagma. Okay, that wicked device, that wicked intention. Okay, that is basically the end goal of his system. To basically have the whole world receive a charagma. To be slaves. Okay, and servants to his beast system, his NWO system. Is going to try to put the charagma on people to control whether they buy or sell. To track people's every location. Okay, to track their medical information. To track their souls and their thoughts. He's literally, through his technology, his left hand pseudoscience and technology, is going to find ways, carnal left hand ways to basically put people's souls and thoughts on a grid, a database. And really truly, only Yahweh Shema Shai is only supposed to have that type of leverage over a person. Okay, but through his pseudosciences technology, that's how he's seeking to basically be the most high on the planet Earth. As prophecy said he would do. So it says, and heart, verse 18, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift to run to, and feet that be swift in running to mischief. And has not this devil been doing that? Okay, going all the way back since the time of the Greeks, Alexander and the Greeks. Because it tells you in First Maccabees 1:9 that after the death of Alexander, when the four generals after him came into power, what does it tell you? That evils will multiply throughout the earth. Because he was basically conquering different regions of the world, of the known world at that time. Okay, and basically doing all types of Hellenization. Okay, forcing people to bow down and worship his gods. Okay, and follow his customs and speak the Greek language. Or else, if anyone would resist him and rebel against him, he would have them put to death. Anybody that would be caught circumcising their children, keeping the Sabbath, keeping the high holy days, basically anybody that would stay within the covenant of Yahweh Shema Shai at that time, he would basically put forth draconian laws to have them put to death. All right. Even so much to where our people weren't even allowed to call themselves Jews under this devil's rulership during the time of the ancient Greeks. During the period of Hellenization. So it says, verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies. Okay, and this man is definitely a false witness. Okay, especially against the chosen seed. Because as the scriptures tell you in Revelation, the 12th chapter that I just read out of earlier, it also tells you in that chapter that he's the accuser of the brethren. Which when you go into that word accuser, in the Greek it says kategoria. So this man has put forth all types of wickedness in front of our people, via the music, the food, the movies, black culture and all this other crap. Okay, he's put all of those things, or that bottle that it speaks of in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, to basically make our people drunk with the wickedness for the purpose of what? So that he can accuse us, okay, to the Father, categorize us, okay, accuse us to the Father that that we're the true problem on the planet Earth, that we're the true wicked seed on the planet Earth, so that ultimately he can seek to obtain the birthright back, but being that he's a false witness, as we just read in 19, okay, the northern and southern kingdom, namely the elect of the northern and southern kingdom are the true witnesses of Yahweh Shema Shai. The two witnesses that it speaks of in Revelation, the 11th chapter. Okay, the two witnesses that have the true testimony against this devil. Okay, that's ultimately going to lead to his arrest, and ultimately his sentence, his jail sentence, so to speak, which is 1,000 years of hardcore captivity in the kingdom of heaven until the day of extermination. So he's a false witness that speaks lies, okay, and he that soweth discord among brethren, okay, and when you check out this devil's track record, one of the strategic ways that he seeks to conquer nations and peoples is by sowing discord, okay, divide and conquer, dividing the men up, with different ideologies. Here's a perfect example. Going back to the time of the Maccabees again. Okay, you had basically the Jakes that were Hellenized, that were leaving their children uncircumcised, that were worshiping those Greek idols. Okay, eating swine and sacrificing swine upon the altars. Okay, that were basically defiling the temple. Okay, you had the Hellenistic Jakes that were basically opposed to the Jakes that stayed firm to the covenant, such as the Maccabees. Okay, you basically had the Maccabees fighting against the wicked Jakes that were selling out to the Greeks. Okay, and following their Hellenistic ways. Okay, and that was one example of discord amongst the brethren of our nation back during that time. And then, not to mention Esau sows discord among the family structure. Okay, and that goes, way back since the garden. Okay, when the serpent, deceived Eve. Okay, and caused her to get it to go from her natural order, and basically seek to destroy their family structure. Adam and Eve's family structure. And we clearly see that same tactic, being used on our people today. The so-called black man, fighting against a so-called black woman, so-called Latino man fighting against a so-called Latino woman, so-called Native American man against a so-called Native American woman. Okay, he sows discords amongst people. Okay, because that's how he divides and conquers that people. Because even Yahushua said in the scriptures, if a house divided cannot stand. He strategically causes division because he knows our division means weakness within a nation. All right. So let's go to the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright. All right, and whose soul is lifted up? In him. Okay, the Esau Edom. All right, and his soul, it said his soul is not upright. Why? Because it's wicked. He's the man of sin. His whole purpose on the planet Earth was, to sin and promote sin. Promote all types of anti-Messiah and ungodly energy on the planet Earth. Now, when you look up this word upright, it says Strong's H3474 Yashar, and it says, okay, to be upright, be straight, be level, be upright, be just. Okay, so his soul is not just. All right, because this devil is all about all about all types of injustices, especially towards our people. That's why you got, still to this day, you got all types of jakes, that's sitting in jail, doing these long jail sentences for crimes that they've never even committed. Okay, it says be lawful, so this devil is not lawful. Okay, especially according to the laws of Yahweh Shemashai. Why is that? Because he's the man of sin. He's the man of transgressing the laws of Yahweh Shemashai. It says be smooth. Let's see. Yeah, so his soul is not upright in him. It's not it's not just or lawful. Let's see. Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Alright, so yeah, so despite this man losing his damn mind, and especially in his latter days, and especially going into 2022, okay, we as the hopeful elect, okay, the hopeful justified ones, alright, we're gonna live, okay, by our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, and fully put our trust in the Lord, and no longer stay upon him that's smiting us. Okay, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, and then wine, as brothers always bring out, goes into philosophies and doctrines and beliefs. He transgresses by all types of different doctrines. Okay, to further his rebellion against the Lord. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Okay, yeah, neither keepeth at home, because his feet are always swift to do mischief. Okay, who enlargeth his desire as hell, death. All right, death. That's because that's what the word hell means. Death, grave, the grave, and is as death and cannot be satisfied. So this man is all about death. He's anti-life. He's anti-righteousness. He's anti-Messiah, ungodly. So therefore, anytime this man has any type of power over anything, eventually he causes it, to be destroyed. He's all about death and destruction. It says, and cannot be satisfied. So here it is. This man has rulership over the whole entire earth. It basically, rules over the minds of the people on the planet Earth, except for the elect, that is. But even, you're still not, just satisfied with that. He wants to go beyond that. Hence why you have, Facebook changing their name from Facebook to Metaverse. Okay, which when you go into that word meta, it means, beyond. See, he wants to go beyond the bounds that the Lord has set upon him. Okay, he wants to, go from having control over people carnally to having control over their minds and their souls. Putting their souls on a database. Okay, through his NWO system, through the charagma. Okay, but it says, gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah, going into that NWO system. Okay, the new, digital Tower of Babel. Okay, the spiritual Tower of Babel that he's trying to set up here in these latter days. Okay, which the Lord hated the Tower of Babel. Going back to the book of Genesis, hence why he didn't allow that plan by Nimrod, that wicked invention, that wicked imagination from Nimrod during that time, to come to pass. The Lord shut that thing down. And just like Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to shut this devil down, Esau Ed0m, here in these latter days, at the peak of his power, because he, essentially represents everything that Yahweh Shema Shai hates in a man. Okay, as we brought out earlier in Proverbs, the 6th chapter. As a matter of fact, I'll read it again. I'll read it over again one more time. It's Proverbs 6, verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And Esau Edom fits every all of these descriptions, down to a T, because he's the epitome of all of these traits, okay, that the Lord hates in a man. All right. So with that, Lord willing, until next time, shalom.